Hello, welcome to Dado Tips and Tricks by Freud. I'm Mark Barr, professional woodworker with Freud, and I want to congratulate you on the purchase of your high-quality Freud Dado set. Freud carries a full line of blades, bits, shaper cutters, and power tools, including a line of high-quality Dado sets for any performance level. Freud's Dado sets continually win awards from all the woodworking magazines for their quality, innovation, and value. Freud has some of the highest quality standards in the world. Each Dado blade is laser cut to ensure maximum stability for long cutting life. The precise tooth geometry, combined with a carbide blend that's specially developed and manufactured by Freud, results in a Dado blade that produces a flawless finish. Throughout this video, you will learn why a Dado set is such a versatile tool. In addition to cutting a standard Dado or groove, you can quickly create a variety of joints using only a table saw. You can create rabbet joints, lap joints, box joints, and tenons. You can even use a Dado blade to create decorative dental molding. Dado cutting can be so versatile you can create virtually an entire joinery project using just a Dado cutter. For example, I'm creating a curio cabinet that incorporates 4 different types of Dado cuts that I'll demonstrate in this video. Today we'll focus on simple dados, rabbets, half lap joints, and dental molding. Working with a Dado set versus a saw blade allows you to work more efficiently. When you use a Dado set, you can cut wide grooves or dados in one pass. If you were using a saw blade, it could take a long time and become frustrating pretty quickly. Using a Dado set also enables you to make flat bottom square dados versus the uneven bottom that you might get with a saw blade. Using Freud's patented dial width Dado set versus standard stacked Dado sets has some great advantages. For example, there are no shims to work with, so you don't have to remove blades from the saw to make any adjustments. The dial hub lets you make precision adjustments for super accurate grooves and dados. Plus, shims are easy to lose, and this set eliminates that worry too. Today I'm going to focus on Dado tips and techniques using Freud's dial width stacked Dado set, which is designed for the serious woodworker. However, if you're using one of Freud's other Dado sets, you'll make adjustments using shims. Another advantage that the dial width set has that no other Dado set in the US can currently claim is that it can cut a Dado less than 1/4 of an inch wide. In fact, it can cut a Dado as narrow as 5.5 millimeters or 7/32 of an inch. Finally, since Freud develops and manufactures its own carbide, you can be sure that your Freud Dado set will give precise, splinter-free cuts in a variety of materials. In addition to your Dado set and manual, here's the equipment you want to have before you get started. Table saw and saw instruction manual, hearing and eye protection, feather boards or hold downs. Today I'm going to use Freud's BF 3510 feather boards. Calipers. You should also have a push stick to safely guide your wood through the cut. Auxiliary fence like the one I have here, which helps you avoid cutting into your existing table saw fence. Finally, you'll need a miter gauge or a Dado sled and an indexing fence. Instructions on how to make your own hold downs, Dado sled, push stick, and fences can be downloaded from this CD. We suggest that you watch the video once in its entirety before following along in your shop. Let's talk about safety and maintenance. There are safety measures that should be followed to attain maximum performance and ensure personal safety. We recommend the following precautions. Read and follow all safety instructions provided by your saw and cutting tool manufacturers. Always wear the proper eye and hearing protection. Use the Dado set only on saws that are designed to run Dado cutters. Check the saw's owner's manual to determine the size and type of Dado cutter compatible with your saw. Today, I'll only be using the Dado set in a table saw. Be sure to keep your hands and fingers a safe distance away from the saw blade at all times. I will demonstrate proper hand positioning and feeding methods throughout the video. Never wear jewelry or loose clothing when operating a saw or any other woodworking equipment. Your saw should be disconnected from the power source when changing, removing, or adjusting any blades, and use caution in handling the cutters during installation. Be sure to obtain the proper insert or throat plate for dado cutters. You will want to make sure that your saw is properly tuned and in good working order, and that the blade rotates freely within the saw before connecting the saw to the power supply. Always use saw guards and be certain your saw guard is in proper working condition for maximum safety. Today we're using an overarm guard with our dado cutter. Always use both outside blades of your dado set. Never use the chippers themselves or with only one outside blade. Not using both outside blades can cause personal injury or damage to the tool. When making wide or deep dado cuts, you should always remove the material in several shallow passes. The blade maintenance information that I'm going to share with you will help prolong the life of your saw and dado set and improve the cut quality of your tool. Be sure all your components are clean and free of dust. Chips between the components may affect the performance and damage the tool. We suggest soaking the blade in kerosene overnight in a sealed container and then brushing the carbide tips with a stiff nylon brush and wiping clean with a cloth. Freud recommends against using caustic cleaners such as oven cleaner, as they can break down the carbide teeth of the blade, causing advanced wear. Finally, when you're getting your dado set sharpened, make sure you only go to a qualified sharpening shop and be sure to get all blades of the dado set sharpened together. This will ensure consistent diameters for flat bottom grooves. We're going to begin today by setting up your saw with a dial-a-width dado set. First, check to see if you have a right or a left tilt saw so that you can set the dado set to the correct arbor orientation. Facing your saw, if your saw blade tilts to the right, it's a right tilt saw.